Welcome back. You're with us here on Opening Fire. Markets are not doing very much. Mr. Mahendran at Godrej Consumer Products joins in right now. So thanks very much for your time. Great to have you with us here. Prashant this side. You know, can't get away from asking you how's business doing, sir, because all companies that we speak to, and increasingly in the recent past even consumer companies in your sector, have pointed to signs of some slowdown, and some have pointed to signs of slowdown in the rural economy, which has been the big sort of driver for incremental business. What are you seeing, sir, in your business?
See, as far as Godrej Consumer Products, we have three categories. It all depends on category-specific slowdown. Now, when you look at slowdown at a macro level, yes, we get that feedback right now of slowing down, particularly in the rural India in terms of consumption. But I can only speak for Godrej Consumer Products, and as far as that company is concerned, we are focusing on three categories: household insecticide, and we are into hair color, we are into toilet soaps, personal wash category. Now, the quarter which is running now, which is the second quarter, my take is that we do not see any slowdown as such, both in the rural as well as the urban area. So we are tracking well, and we are happy. But it is a fact that many categories in the FMCG sector are slowing down, yes, particularly in the rural area. That's the feedback I get from my fellow category players in the FMCG sector. That is true. And what you're hearing is also true, that's the kind of a feedback. But having said that, I also feel that the monsoon has come to our rescue. Even though till a month back we had a lot of fears of monsoon failures and etc. etc. But nature was good to us, and I think the reporting of rainfall etc. is back. And to that extent, the severity in terms of drought predicted etc. will come down. So I think we'll sail smooth as the FMCG sector for the next quarter. That's my prediction.
I mean, so this quarter should be solid, is what you're saying, right? It shouldn't reflect any of the...
As far as quarter 2 is concerned, Prashant, we are doing well. And quarter 3, I don't see any issue on that.
Quarter 3, you don't see any issue because of festive sales, etc. I mean, you got all of that.
As well as the monsoon is back now. The monsoon, the severity has come down completely.
But you don't know what will happen to to the rabi crop, right? Later. I mean, who knows what happens and what happens to rain.
The feedback is rabi crop also should perform well. That's the feedback we have with the current rainfalls, etc.
Right. Okay. Got that. So, you said you divided your business into sort of products, right? I want to divide it between local business and international business, because international business is also large for you now after all the acquisitions you've done. What is your sense? Because your acquisitions are all in some are in underdeveloped countries, some are in developing, essentially, but none in established markets per se. And the brands that you've acquired are market leaders in their own space. How should we look at the international business in the context of potential slowdown in the local business sometime over the next year or so, if things don't improve? Will that act as a buffer? Is that the way you see it? How do you see it?
Yes. Correct. See, as far as our international business is concerned today, we have planned it such a way that 1/3 comes from outside India, 2/3 from India in terms of top line. But of course, in terms of profit, it may be 60 from India, 40 from outside, or 30 from outside, or 70 from inside in terms of bottom line. But we have focused on emerging markets, yes, and we have also looked at market leaders for our acquisition strategy, whether number 1 or number 2 players, etc. We have been focused on 3 geographies, which is Asia, Africa, and Latin America. We have also been focused on 3 categories, which is hair color and household insecticide and personal wash. So pretty much clear in our international strategy and our acquisition. In the last 4 or 5 years, we have been pretty set on our plan. And currently, I would say that we are getting the reward of whatever acquisition we have done. It's doing well. Integration has gone very well across all the geographies we have acquired. Now we are focusing on the organic growth of all the acquisitions we have done, and the organic growth are tracking well. To answer your question whether this will help us as a buffer in years to come, yes, if you look at that way, in the local domestic market, if there is going to be a slowdown next year or year after that, certainly the international business need not be slowing down, or vice versa. So this 2/3, 1/3 strategy, 2/3 domestic and 1/3 international, is really helping us a lot, and it's going to help us in the future also.
Mr. Mahendran, you spoke about the international business right now. Last year, particularly because of integration of insecticides, the domestic business also revenues were not bad at all. I mean, the benefits of the same, is that expected to continue as well for the domestic side of the market within segments, different segments?
My answer is yes. It is doing well, the integration domestically. And the growth rate was great. Actually, it was not bad at all is what you're saying, but our growth rate on top lines across the categories in India, we have posted very good growth rate across the FMCG sector. Our growth rate is pretty good. And integration has done well domestically. It's going to do well. But then, if you're talking about the benefits of both the companies, Godrej Consumer Products and Godrej Sarali integration, it is just year one of post-integration fruits which we are getting. And it is going to continue for a couple of years more, the benefits are.
Right. I'll just one last word, probably a two-part question in terms of spending and expenditure increasing, come the next few quarters in terms of advertising, as well as the price hike side. Would you be taking across various products any kind of price hikes that are envisaged?
See, as far as our pricing policy is concerned, we are very clear. As long as we are not a market leader. For example, in personal wash, we are not a market leader in India. So typically we follow the market leader who leads the market, and pretty much we follow suit as far as any price increase is concerned. Now, if you are asking me the next 6 months is expected in the personal wash, I don't see any price increase expected in the next 2 quarters. But if you look at the household insecticide, we are the market leaders and we set the trends in terms of we are a price leader. And we are not expecting any major price increase as far as the household insecticide. Hair color, yes, we are the market leader in hair color, and we are not foreseeing any price increase in the next couple of quarters. But again, price increase in categories where it depends on the market conditions. And what is the price push which we have to give because of the cost push in particularly commodities. But luckily, out of 3 categories, only 1 category has got a commodity implication, which is the personal wash, which is the toilet soap. We have brands like Godrej No. 1 and Synthol. These are the 2 brands in that segment. But the other 2 categories is not inflicted by commodity price fluctuation.
Yeah. All right. All right, Mr. Mahendran, I really appreciate you taking on the time and speaking with us. Thanks a lot for joining in and sharing your views here. 660 on the stock price. It's up about 34%. We're taking a very quick break right here on the show. On the other side, Mr. Sushil Maru will be joining in from GCPL. Coming right back.